Well, good afternoon. I've read the Constitution, and I've read the Wisconsin Constitution, and I recommend it to all of you. I am a fiscal conservative and a constitutional conservative, and that means something. Why are all of you here? I know some of you are here just to watch. Others of you are here to learn and to take what you've learned and put it into practice. What I suggest is, if you believe like I do, that our government is too big, too expensive, borrows too much, taxes too much, takes from us too much, controls too much, and is into everybody's business too much, go out and tell that to your friends, your families, your neighbors. Write letters to the editor. Let people know. The leftist media is trying to paint all of you here as people who hate, as people who are intolerant, who's people who don't care about your neighbors, who don't care about your friends' kids, who don't care about the people down the street, and that is absolutely and completely not true. You all know that. We care, and we care a lot. And we know that the foundation of this country was laid well, and we have gotten away from it. That more freedom, less government control, letting all of us keep more of what we have is the right answer. The right answer is not what the left believes, not what the leftist media believes, which is more government, and government is the answer. The fact is, all of us here are the answer. All the hardworking folks out there are the answer. Does our government work for us and serve us? Or do we work for our government and serve our government? That is a fundamental difference between liberals and conservatives. There is a big difference between liberals and conservatives, and I'm happy to report that things have changed and there is a big difference between Democrats and Republicans now. One of the things that has changed over the years is that both parties used to have big government and small government politicians who are elected to represent us. So you could have bipartisan big government liberalism, or bipartisan conservatives to block that liberalism and the growth of our government. Now the Democrat Party is almost exclusively the liberal big government, big spending, big controlling party. That's why they don't have primaries anymore, almost never, because they choose the most liberal member and that's their candidate. You're going to see that again next fall, and you saw that in the recall elections. We, on the other hand, are still going through a little bit of a selection process. We have Republican primaries because we still have some, as Paul Ryan has termed them, crony capitalists, or others have termed them government for sale Republicans. Some have termed them rhinos, Republican in name only. But we have within our party, and we are selecting them out, some who still believe that government and big government and giveaway government is the answer, and I certainly don't agree with them. Very quickly, you got to have the votes. The reason we were able to make the changes here in Wisconsin to take a budget that we got from the Democrats that was $3.6 billion in the hole, not trillions, just billions, in the hole. When the Democrats were in control just a couple years ago, they raised taxes and fees by $4.5 billion. $4.5 billion. And overspent another $3.5 billion. We cleaned up that mess without raising taxes or fees. And for our trouble in reforming our government, we had tens of thousands of people visit our capital for a couple months. And they weren't always polite. And they weren't always what the leftist media showed you. Some of them were downright ugly, nasty, screaming, yelling, red in the face, threatening. Some of my colleagues were extremely afraid and had to get police escorts. I put on a jacket and blended into the crowd and decided walked in like one of them and paid attention to what they were saying. And most of them didn't even know why the heck they were there. They saw a good demonstration and thought it was the 60s again and joined in. We have challenges. Our country has challenges. What we need to do in this country and in this state, and we are working in the right direction, is limit our government, balance our budget without raising taxes. We did it on the state level because we had the votes, and we had the leadership of a governor who cared and was able to move us forward, and then the spine and the backbone to stand up to the tens of thousands of people who visited us. We can do the same thing at the federal level if we have the votes. And I want to do that, and we all want to do that, and we need to go out and communicate that. I suggest the only time you try to convince a liberal that they're wrong-headed is when someone else will actually listen is there. We need to convince the people in the middle. That's how you win elections. We need to get all the like-minded people who think like we do, that the government's too big, too expensive, too involved, spends too much, and get them out to vote. And then we need to get the people in the middle to support us as well. So we need to talk to them, educate them, cajole them, and get them to the polls. And those that think the other way to the left, we're never going to convince them. They've already drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh, wait.
Nope, it's for
And it isn't Kool-Aid that tastes very good either. So we need an energy policy that'll lower the cost of gas down below $2 a gallon like it was before this president was elected. We'd all have more money in our pockets every single month. The cost of things that we'd be buying would be going down, not up. That will get our economy turning again. That'll get people back to work. We need to repeal Obamacare. We need to rein in the out-of-control rules that are coming out of the EPA. Thank goodness we're doing it at the DNR here in Wisconsin. That's improving. We can do it in the federal government too. So I urge each and every one of you, go out, communicate this message. Communicate it everywhere you can. 2012 is one of the most important elections we have seen in decades. The end is near if we don't pull back from the brink of disaster. And we can pull back from disaster, and it starts now. You need to talk to your friends, neighbors, family, the ones that'll listen. Ignore the ones that won't. Don't let them shout you down. Don't let them call you names. Get out there and do that, folks. God bless you. God bless our soldiers. God bless people who are taking care of their family and working hard. God bless Wisconsin, and God bless the United States of America. We have a long future ahead of us.